Okay, now as we move into the Touchpoint Group Banking App 2023 awards for the best overall app in the US regional banks category. And Tony, I have had a sneak peek, and I do know that this again is very tight at the top, and there is quite stiff competition for the overall, but also the individual categories. So I'm going to hand it over to you, and you can walk us through.
Brilliant. Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Yeah, this is slightly different. There's no, there is a leader, but of course it's a bit tight about who is going to lead here overall. So let's first of all look at our nominees. These are our nominees. These are our top three across the past year. And as I've talked about before, it's really important to understand this is what customers think. This is what the customer perspective. This isn't a professional opinion. This is what customers think, and they're leading this conversation. So our nominees here are Citizens Bank, Key Bank, and Regions. Let's just jump in and see who's won overall for 2023. It is Regions. So Regions has done well in this case here. But let's, as we do normally, let's jump in and see why they've actually done so well. First of all, we can look at the scores they've done overall. So first of all, let's have a look at the Regions score across time. We see some other categories. There's a leader who's consistently sitting at above 4 and they're moving along, and that's great. They've stayed there. One of the things about Regions is they weren't doing so well about a year ago. They weren't doing so well. They were sort of second or third place. They've moved up consistently from that point, and in May had reached their peak. But that movement early in the year has meant they've actually led this category and won it this year. If they hadn't made that movement they've done, they would not have led this category at all. Others would have taken a role in that place. But one of the things is interesting here is that there's going to be tough competition, because we see right at this end point up here, it's very, very tight now that Fifth Third has jumped ahead, picked their act up from the start of the year. So if they continue that growth and any consistency they see, they can do well as well. But let's have a look at why Regions actually did so well. Why are they sitting up so high? What have they done to achieve that? So let's have a look at this particular area here. What we're looking at here are pain points for customers. So this is using AI text analytics to bring out these comments and understand what pain points people are experiencing across the board. We've divided these into 4 key areas. Let's first have a look at reliability and stability. One of the key ones, obviously, if the app isn't working as expected, then you're going to have problems and it's going to cause a major issue for you. So reliability and stability, we have a tie here for that lead. We've got Regions and we've got Citizens. So we've got Citizens here at 25.3. We also have Regions at 25.3. So both doing very well compared to the market. Only 25% of the feedback is around reliability issues. They can, of course, do better compared to other larger major players, but amongst their peers, they're doing very well. Let's look at design and UI. So these are design and UI issues or problems with design and UI, like people can't find things, doesn't work as expected. What we see here is clearly Regions is doing very well. It's very low even compared to other major apps out there, major banks. They're doing very well and are leading that category as well. So very positive. Authentication. So one of the things is interesting here. This is obviously things like logging in, biometrics. Is that working as expected? Can I get into the app and do the things I need to do? Well, it's not Regions winning there. It's actually Key Bank. So one of our nominees is doing very well there at 9.1%. And we get Regions sitting at second at 10.7. So obviously we want to get these as low as possible, get these down as low as we can. So we look at features and functionality issues. So their Regions is winning. They're leading very, very strongly at 6.1, although our some others in here like Citizens and Key Bank are also doing well across the board here. So well done to Regions, who have actually led on 2 of these major categories, had a tie for one of the biggest ones, which is reliability, and also second place for authentication. So there's tough competition here, but there's still a lot of room to improve as well.
That's fantastic, Tony, and I believe that is a wrap for the 2023 Touchpoint Group Banking App Awards. And if there was a theme that really struck me throughout this entire process, is consistency is key in regards to maintaining each of those core areas of the app. And as we've discussed on many times before, when you can get these areas performing well, it lifts that performance across the board in so many other areas that we dig into details with our clients. So I'll leave the final words to you, Tony, or any insights that you've got from this, and we will see everybody a little later on.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Just a couple of words from me. That consistency is one of the key things. If you start to drop in a certain month or week, it causes problems and it causes issues for customers. Consistency is why the leaders are leading, and getting on top of issues fast is why they're also leading. Thank you, Glenn.
Great. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. That's it from us, and that's it for the 2023 Banking App Awards. Looking forward to seeing how some of these organizations really up their game in 2024 because the customers are voting.